Hi students, today we are going to be explaining the fourth unit, that is input and output organization, and that first topic is accessing input and output devices. Means how we are going to be access input and output devices. So let us see in detail. So a single bus structure can be used for connecting input and output devices to a computer. So for connecting input and output devices to a computer, we will use single bus structure. Okay. So for connecting purpose compulsory, we require a path. So that path is called as a single bus structure. Okay. Each input and output device is assigned a unique set of address. So each and every input and output device contains unique. Unique means individual separate unique individual set of addresses. Okay. Bus consists of three sets of lines for carrying address, data, and control lines. So generally we need to transfer, or we need to exchange. So compulsory we require address, data, and control signal. So bus consists of three sets of lines to carry address, data, and control lines. So when a processor places an address on address line, okay, the intended device responds to the command. So whatever the command the processor sends on address line, first the intended device, so the respective device is response, give that command. Okay. First compulsory, in order to get the data compulsory we required address. That's why when a processor plays an address line, okay, then the intended device responds to that command. Okay. The processor requests either read or a write operation. Means command is nothing but either read or write. Okay. So for reading purpose or writing purpose compulsory we require an address. So for reading purpose whatever the data is there, for getting the data compulsory we require address, or else if you want to write the data compulsory where we store that data, in that situation also we require address. Okay. The requested data are transferred over the data line. So whatever the data is requested, that is going to be transferred on the data line. So that is the data. So that's why it transferred through data lines. Okay. So in order to handle this both address and data compulsory we require a control signals. So already we discussed in previous units also. Okay. In order to handle the address and data compulsory we require a control signals. Okay. So generally we have a two ways to deal with input and output device. That is memory mapped input and output mapped. Means with memory and input and output is one way, and another one is individual input and output devices only. Okay. Coming to memory mapped input and output. So memory and input and output device share a common address space. Okay. So for mapping, the both memory and input and output devices share a common address space only. Okay. Any data transfer instructions like move, load can be used to exchange the information. So with the help of move and load we have to transfer the data, or we need to we exchange the data, we exchange the information. Okay. So coming to move data in R0. So this instruction sends the contents of the location data into register 0. Okay. Here data in is address of the input buffer of the keyboard. Okay. Here data in, with the help of data in we send a data, or we send a data through keyboard, okay, with the help of data in. Coming to input and output mapped, okay, memory and input and output address spaces are different. So in previous sharing both the common address only, but here different addresses, okay. A special instruction, that is in and out, for input purpose in, for output purpose out, okay. So advantage of this is input and output devices with fewer address lines only, means in previous memory mapped both so many address, we are deal with so many addresses, but here this here only input and output device individual only, that's why here we deal with only fewer address lines. So this is the main advantage, okay. So input and output interface for an input device. So we have generally three things are there: address decoder, status register, data register. So first thing is enables the device to recognize its address when this address appears on the address line, okay. That means whatever the address appears on the address line, first it is going to be decoded with the help of address decoder, okay. Coming to next, status register, it contains the information relevant to the operation of input and output device. Means status register contains whether we send a request to read, so that status it contains, okay. So the because of this status register, we need to understand what is the status of the register, okay, what is the current status, okay. Next, coming to data register, so it holds the data being transferred to or from the processor, means either read or write operation, that is data in and data out, okay. So data in is used input buffer associated with the keyboard. So if you want to send any data to a system or to a computer, with the help of keyboard only it possible, means keyboard is a one of thing only, means one of input device, okay. So with the help of data in, we need to transfer, we need to send a data to a system, okay, with the help of data output data buffer of the display or printer. So with the help of data out, we get the information on the screen or a printer, whatever, on the output devices, okay. So this is the diagram for address lines, data lines, control lines, okay. So see here, address decoder is there, control circuit is there, data, status and control register. So this combinedly called it as input and output interface, that is input device, okay. So here the diagram is input and output interface for an input device, okay. So this is the how we are going to be access the input and output device, okay. Thank you, students.